Hello, you guys. Good morning. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. How to keep your energy high, how I keep my energy high. All right, just real quick before we get into the bulk of the video. In order to manifest the life that you want, right? So in order to maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you want to travel, maybe like whatever it is that you want to do with your life, in order to achieve that, you have to keep your energy high. That means you have to have a feel good energy. That's how you get anything that you want. Seriously. For those of you guys who aren't spiritual or maybe are just starting your spiritual journey, I can tell you firsthand that more great things come to me when I feel good about myself, when I have that feel good energy, that positive energy, okay? So that's what I mean by keeping your energy high. There was a point in my life where I didn't feel good about myself. I was frustrated, I was miserable, I was mad, I was toxic, right? I didn't have that feel good energy. I was insecure, I was pessimistic, all of the things, okay? It wasn't until I learned about energy and changing who I was within and becoming happy with who I am that my energy started to vibrate high, okay? My frequency vibrated high. However, in order to keep your energy high, you have to do a lot of things, right? You have to be very selective about what you choose to do with yourself on a day to day basis to make sure that you can maintain that feel good energy, okay? So, we're gonna talk about how I keep my energy high, how you can keep your energy high so that you can manifest all of the beautiful things that the world has to offer, okay? So, I made a list so that we can stay on track. Number one, how I keep my energy high, I prioritize me. I used to prioritize everyone else, right? I wanted to make sure everyone else was good. I wanted to make sure everyone else had what they needed, that I put myself on the back burner. So, what do I mean by prioritizing me? I work out every single day. Okay, that's important to me. That's something that I enjoy doing. I make sure I eat healthy. I'm a firm believer that what you put in is what you get out. Okay, so if you eat like shit, you feel like shit. And for those of you guys who are new to my channel, I lost over 100 pounds naturally by eating right and working out. Okay, so those are some things that I learned on my journey. Another thing is I make sure that I meditate. I want to keep my mind clear of stress. Okay, when I'm stressed out, when I start self doubting myself, I no longer have that feel good energy that we talked about a few minutes ago. Okay, so meditation helps me. Now, I don't want you to think that in order to meditate, you have to like sit in Indian style on the floor and do like it doesn't have to be that. It really does not have to be that. For me, what I do to meditate, what works for me, and everyone has their own thing, but what works for me is I like to sit outside or I'll go on walks, especially now that it's nice out, right? I'll go on walks and I just check in with my mental health. I ask myself, how am I feeling today? Do I feel any anxiety? I used to suffer from anxiety a lot. Do I feel worried about anything? How's my mood? And if something is worrying me or giving me anxiety, I ask myself, okay, what do you think caused it? When did you first start to feel it? Like, I really try to dive deep into my feelings multiple times a day, okay, so that I can remind myself that I am dope, right? I don't need to be stressing over things. I remind myself that it's gonna work out. It always does. There's never been a point in my life where it hasn't worked out in my favor. I just constantly remind myself of these things throughout the day so that I can keep myself feeling good, okay? So that's how I meditate. Everyone has their own thing, but that's what's been working for me. Another thing that I do to prioritize me is make sure I get enough sleep. I used to have a mindset where if I'm sleeping too much, that means I'm not working hard enough. I'm a very ambitious person. I have huge goals, like huge goals, okay? I'm super ambitious with anything that I do it, right? But it got to a point where I started to realize that I am more efficient when I get 8 hours of sleep. When I'm running off of 5 and 6 hours of sleep, I end up overeating. I end up eating foods that aren't good for me. Therefore, I'm no longer feeling good, right? I'm feeling drained because I'm eating greasy stuff. When I don't get enough sleep, I can't focus on my work and what I'm trying to do. When I don't get enough sleep, I'm irritated, I'm moody. So I just learned on my spiritual journey these past few years that I am way more productive. I'm way better at being Jasmine when I get 8+ hours of sleep. Okay, so sorry, there's a truck. So if you're not prioritizing your sleep, you are doing yourself a disservice, okay? And yeah, you can drink coffee and energy drinks or whatever, but for me, I just noticed that I'm way more productive. I'm way more happier. I'm way more optimistic when I get enough sleep. So I prioritize sleep, all right? The second thing that I do to keep my energy high is I stay away from people who bring my energy down. Okay? And you may not notice it right off gate. A lot of people are really good at wearing a mask, right? A lot of people when you first meet them, whether you're, dating, whether you're meeting new friends, a lot of people pretend that they are who they think you want them to be, right? So sometimes you're not going to realize right away that they're not good for you, right? But over time, that's why one thing I can tell you guys is take your time when it comes to meeting people and interacting with people. Take your time because people can't wear that mask forever, okay? Eventually, who they really are, how they really feel about you comes out. It always comes out. People can't hide what's in their heart, all right? You can't. They'll try, but eventually the mask has to come off. So stop being so quick to call someone your friend. Stop being so quick to jump into relationships with people. Just take your time so you can see what kind of person you're dealing with, all right? When you're dealing with people who are negative, that energy, their energy rubs off on you. Just like my feel good energy, right? People like to hang around me because I have this feel good energy. So my positive energy rubs off on other people. But the same is also true in reverse. If they have negative energy, that energy is going to rub off on me. And a lot of times you don't even realize it at first, okay? You might think about it like this. Ugh. I just drooled. Think about it like this. Think about, the last person you hung out with. And maybe you were in a good mood, you felt positive, you felt like you were going to have a great day, all of the things. You just felt great. After you spent time with that person, how did you feel? Did you feel mad? Did you feel annoyed? Did you start to feel irritated? Did you start to feel frustrated? Did you just start to feel negative? Did you start to feel anxious? Okay. If you started to feel negative feelings after hanging out with that person's not for you. Okay. Those are the people that I'm saying that you need to stay away from. Okay. People who are supposed to be in your life, people who the universe wants you to be around is going to make you feel good. All right. If they're making you feel bad, if they're making you feel insecure, that's not the person for you. All right. So I do my best to make sure that I don't hang around those type of people. And like I say, you may not notice it right away. Sometimes it may take you a while to notice how toxic they are, how negative they are. Especially when you're someone like me who always tries to see the good in people. But one thing I learned is you can't keep giving people the benefit of the doubt. What they show you is who they are, and you can't change them. No matter how hard you may want to, no matter how much good things you see in that person, if they don't see it in themselves, you cannot change them. And you hanging around them is just bringing you down and taking away that feel good energy, which is important in order for you to manifest the things that you want. Okay, so stay away from negative people, toxic people. If they're not your biggest cheerleader, if they're not, yeah, go Josh, you can do it, if they're not doing all of that when you're accomplishing things and just making you feel good as a person, they're not for you. Period. Let them go. Let them go. And I promise you, when you let them go, your feel good energy is just going to come back like that. It's going to come back so fast just because you let that person go. And you're going to start doing the things that you've always wanted to do again. You're going to start to feel good about yourself again. You're going to start to feel motivated and inspired again. Let them go. Let them go. They got their own stuff to deal with. Number 3, Go to counseling. I've said this in multiple videos. Mental health is the new wealth, and everyone can benefit from counseling. I don't care how high your energy is. I don't care how high you vibrate, right? I don't care how high your frequency is. We all have things that we can work on, okay? And even if there's not necessarily something negative going on in that moment, there's still something that you could be doing to improve who you are as a person, okay? One thing about me, and this kind of piggybacks back to, dealing with negative people. When something happens, good or bad, I always look at what I could have done differently. Okay, so if I had a falling out with someone, what did Jasmine do in the situation that made it in the way it did? A lot of times for me, it was, like I said, being too trusting, seeing the benefit, giving people the benefit of the doubt, always seeing the good in people when they show you nothing but bad, right? Those are flaws that I have, right? But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to see the good in people. It only becomes a bad thing when it starts to bring me down. You get what I'm saying? So we all could benefit from counseling. Just understanding why we think the way we think, why we feel the way we feel. We can get different perspectives on how to handle, situations. And I'm also an advocate for shopping around for a counselor. Okay, what may be a good fit for one person may not be a good fit for another. I like my counselor because we have similar things. She's African American like me. She runs her own business like me. So, there's a lot of things that I feel like she can relate to because of, her life and things that she has or things that she has accomplished, right? But for you, maybe it's someone who is a Christian based counselor, right? Like it's different fits for different people. So I want you to take time, shopping around for a counselor so that you can find someone who's going to be a good fit for you. Okay, so don't feel like if you go to a counseling session and you just feel like they haven't experienced the same things that you've experienced. That's fine. Try another one, right? And keep trying different ones until you find one who you feel like can truly relate to you and who can give you the best feedback for you in your life. But at the end of the day, mental health is the new wealth, and we could all benefit from some counseling at all points of our life, even when everything's going great. Still check in on your mental health, see how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, don't be too prideful to go and seek help. There's nothing wrong with it. I go to counseling. Okay, been going to counseling. I'm gonna go to counseling until the day I die. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. Number 4. This is a big one. How I keep my energy high by living in my purpose. Okay, I didn't always have a purpose. Okay, I just recently discovered my purpose. All right, your purpose is what makes you happy, what makes you excited to get up out of bed every single day. Okay, a lot of times you may not know what your purpose is because you're around too many people. I feel like in order to really find your purpose, you have to spend more time alone. Because think about it like this. Let's say I'm outside, so I hear birds chirping, right? The more people I have around me talking, laughing, gossiping, just whatever, the less I can hear the bird in the background chirping. Okay, that bird signifies your higher power. Okay. This isn't a video about religion, so whether it's God, Buddha, Allah, your higher power, whatever it is for you, okay? To me, that bird represents that higher power, okay? Trying to tell you and guide you. But the more people you have around, you can't hear it, okay? So that's why I'm so big on spending time alone and isolating yourself for a while so that you can hear what that higher power is trying to tell you, okay? That higher power is trying to tell you and guide you to your purpose. But a lot of times we also don't want to hear it. You have to open up your ears and really truly want to hear it. Okay? And a lot of times people don't want to spend time by themselves because that means they have to face who they are. Okay? And a lot of people, that's hard to do. I did that. I worked on that. I've been on this journey for 3 years now. And now I'm at a point where I feel how I feel and I vibrate high. Okay? In order to find your purpose, you have to really listen and know yourself and just try a whole bunch of different things. But you're going to be guided, okay? You're going to be guided to it, but you have to be listening, all right? You have to be willing to hear what that voice is telling you, okay? Once you discover that, once you start doing those things towards your purpose, you're going to feel so good. So for me, I was always motivated by money. It's a track. I was always motivated by money. How much money can I make? That's not going to make me enough money. I'm not going to do this. It was always driven by money. For years, all of my 20s, I was driven by money because I never had it. Okay. I didn't grow up rich. You know, I always had what I needed, but I didn't always have what I wanted. So I was always driven by money. Okay. I stayed at a toxic job that I absolutely hated for 6 years in my 20s because they paid me good at the time. Now, today, with the way prices are, it won't enough. But before COVID, it was plenty, right? I was a single girl. I had no kids, right? It was plenty, driven by money. So I was willing to sacrifice my happiness just to make some money, okay? It wasn't until I got to my 30s where I was tired of feeling sad, feeling empty, feeling purposeless, feeling like I had nothing internally, no substance, where I decided to really learn myself and find my purpose. Okay, now that I found it, I am so excited to wake up every single day and work towards it. What is my purpose? Working out and exercising and eating right and passing on all of this knowledge to you guys and motivating and inspiring you guys to change your life. That is my purpose. And I don't get paid for this. Okay. That's when you know that you've truly found your purpose, when you are willing to do it every single day for free. Okay. For free. Yeah, YouTube pays me a little something, but it's not enough to pay a light bill. And I still show up every single day and make content for you guys because I truly love being a content creator in this realm. This is my purpose, okay? And because I found it, my energy has just gone so high. And it's crazy how things just happen the way they happen. I sold my house back in, when was COVID? 2020. So I sold my house in 2021 when the market was hot, got a whole bunch of money, invested it into my business, invested in a personal trainer because I wouldn't have had the money to be able to afford a personal trainer the way I was paying for one every day. Invested in personal training, lost weight, became vegan. It was like everything just worked out the way it needed to work out to get me here to where now I can teach you guys everything that I've learned on my journey, right? I wouldn't have been able to do this 3 years ago because I wouldn't have lost no weight. What am I teaching you? You get what I'm saying? What am I inspiring you to do, right? So it's just crazy how things just work the way they work. So live in your purpose, find your purpose. Yes, it's going to take a while to find it and figure it out. But once you find it, don't let anything or anybody stop you from living in your purpose, and don't be driven by money. Okay, money is energy. So the more you feel good about yourself, the more feel good energy that you carry, the money's going to take care of itself. Yes, we all need money in order to pay bills. I'm not naive. Okay, we all want to live good. We all want to be able to travel and take care of our family, do all the things that are important to us. But that's going to come with that feel good energy. Money is energy. So the more you feel good, the more positive you are, the more you wake up every single day just working on being a better version, the money will come. You don't have to chase the money, you're going to attract it. Okay, that's what I learned. And Number 5, have faith that it will always work out in your favor. Always, always, always. I don't care how hard it gets, and I done been through some hard times in my adult life. And honestly, you guys, I'm working on being more transparent with you guys, okay? Because I am a very private person. I've been very private for the past few years because I just love my peace, okay? One thing I can say is I have fallen in love with being at peace. And I didn't always know what peace was until recently, until these past few years. And what I've learned is the more private you are, the more peaceful you are. But one thing is, I don't ever want you guys to think that I live a perfect life and nothing ever affects me and I don't cry and I'm always wearing a smile on my face, because that is not true at all. This month of May has been very challenging for me. It's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. Like, it really has been. And literally the other day, I broke down and I just started crying. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I just was crying. And it wasn't like a tear that just dropped and you're just like, no, like I was crying, like some loud soap opera type shit. Like, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was really going through it, you guys. And that's okay. I needed my 30 minutes to just let it out. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you gotta cry, cry. If you gotta yell, yell. If you have to punch something, punch it, right? Don't punch someone. But if you gotta punch something, punch it, right? But once you have your moment, collect yourself and understand that no matter what it is that you're going through, no matter how hard it may seem, it will always, always, always work out in your favor. So if maybe you're going through a breakup and it hurts you, that breakup is for you. It's not to you, okay? You may not see it now, but in the future, whether it's a breakup with a partner, a friend, a family member, sometimes family members have falling outs, it's for you and you won't see it right away, but I promise you it is making you stronger. The things that we go through is to make you stronger so that when you do get to that end goal, you know how to act. You know how to conduct yourself. You know how to be grateful for it, okay? We have to go through these journeys that we're going through so that when we get to what we're manifesting, we have become the person that we need to be in order to receive those blessings. Okay, I truly believe that. And I know it's hard to see it a lot of times. I know it is. I know it is. But it's coming. And you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow. So that's why. All right. I see you. You're going to look up and you're like, I see you and I understand and thank you. So that's all I got for you guys today on things that I do to keep my energy high. It's not always easy. A lot of days it is, but a lot of days it's not, right? But just know that in order to continue to carry that feel-good energy, you have to constantly be working on yourself, okay? So I hope these tips have helped you. If you guys want to see how I was able to lose over 100 pounds naturally with no weight loss surgery, make sure you guys click right here. I am about to go to the gym and start my day. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this morning, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.